right. Oh, there's some of you guys here already. I wasn't expecting that. I'm so glad that you guys are here. I want to talk to you guys about something that I think is really important. Yesterday, y'all, and I'm tweaky, so I'm just going to get right into it. Yesterday, I was open all day. Spirit was clear that there was something very important that I needed to understand, and I woke up feeling amazing. But all day yesterday, I was channeling, receiving messages, receiving downloads, and of all of it. And there's some weird woo-woo stuff that I could talk about, and there's some stuff about rapture and aliens. And you know what the most important thing, Spirit, was like, you must talk about today was a scarcity mindset. And I understand why. A lot of you guys know that we are in a new place. And if you're not there already, hopefully you will be arriving there sooner than later, right? This new place with new energy, with new rules, new physics, like everything, you guys, everything I feel like is new. And the one thing that has to be available to us is the better understanding that abundance is something that flows through us and scarcity is something that flows through us, meaning we're the ones who determine these two states of being. And as I'm saying this, I'm channeling because I didn't think about any of this conversation before I said it. And these words that I'm saying to you guys right now are not mine. Okay. It's spirit making something very plain. I've talked to you guys in great depth about the fact that my power has grown much more immensely since I started sharing my power openly, right? I share my power with you guys. And I'm going to tell you, there's something about this place or the matrix, whatever, that makes you think that things must be hoarded, right? When we look at money, for instance, let's strip it all down. Let's just look at money. Money is infinite. It is. We can print as much money as we want to. We choose not to manipulate its value, right? But money is infinite, just like many things are. It is our belief because they have programmed us a certain way to look at money as something that is more scarce. But is it actually scarce when we have so many billionaires? Or is it an issue of some people hoarding to other people's detriment? Right. And so our instinct, we see it all around us in society. Our instinct is to hoard, you guys. Our instinct, you can see it with the food stamps. We are seeing it with the food stamps. How many people have made videos saying, I don't care if you starve, right? I don't care what you're going through. You need to work as hard as I work. That's a scarcity mind. It's all born of the same thing. I had to work and struggle to get mine. You need to work and struggle to get yours. And the other part of that, you guys, is that we put a lot of value around sacrificing and suffering and struggling. So because we see so much value in that, we see value in having a scarcity mindset. We look at a third dynamic here. We have looked at people who have hoarded, who have killed, who have maimed, who have destroyed in the name of coalescing power, excuse me. We have seen them and we really do look at them as being immoral and bad. But we do this weird thing, you guys, and we all do. We've all been programmed to do it, where we flatten everything to our most simple understanding. So what we've done is billionaire equals bad. Billionaire equals bad. Having a lot equals bad. And I'm talking about money because money is how we understand power in this place. It's still how we understand power. It's still how we understand power, right? How many times have you said, well, I'll do that. I'll live more free. I'll live my dreams. I'll pursue my dreams. I'll live my fantasy when I have more money, right? So money is this thing, but I want us to reframe away from money and just look at power. Right? I feel like so much power came to me last night, and I feel a call to always share that power. But in sharing that power, you guys, I get so much more of it back, which has created a kind of problem for me because I am very generous, but I'm getting a little bit too much of it back. And while that's a good problem to have, it's a problem that most of you guys are not experiencing because instead of freely sharing, you're more focused on like just what you need to do, basic survival with all this power that you have now. And the reason this is, I think, is really coming up today, Spirit has been on my neck, and I've been talking to you guys about really deciding what you want for yourself, really deciding how you want life to live. And I'm realizing that much like that meme of that horse that can leave the stable because the gate is open, even when the gate is wide open, you guys still stand in the same position that you always have, not realizing that there's another option. I don't know if you guys can imagine a world without government's authority or without police harassment or without religious, oppression. There are so many artifacts of our reality that we really can't imagine the world absent those things. So when we're being given this chance for this new world, we're still projecting a lot of the same things. And that scarcity mindset, you guys, it can't be one of the things that we project, because we're in a field where abundance is almost nialu. And for those who don't speak Veluma, that's law. Abundance is there. Abundance is law. The question is, are we seeing it? So this morning I wake up with all this power, and spirit is saying to me, what do you want to do with it? What do you want to do with it? And I'm sitting here thinking about what I want to do in the context of me, my family, my children, my husband, da, 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 da. And then I'm thinking, oh, there's nothing else. I'm thinking there's nothing else for me to do with it. And then I heard spirit say, what about community? And that became a question that became really important all of a sudden in my head, because community has always been so important. But here, when I had the power in my hand, I didn't give them a second thought. And it made me think about how, like, the conversations I have with people about the lotto, right? Okay. If you won the lotto tomorrow, what would you do with the money? And what's the first thing that everyone says? I would help so many people. I would give so many people. I want, every time I want to call it out for what it is, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. You don't magically become a generous person just because you have a lot to give. Either you're a generous person or you're not a generous person, right? But people virtue signal something. Oh, I would be so damn generous. But then so many people are walking around with a scarcity mindset. So where's the truth here? And that's why I'm talking about it, because I think we're not standing in the actual truth of how we feel, of how we move. And that is keeping us from something. So let's just be honest, you guys, right? For as much as you guys, I have sat and I've thought about what I would do for this community. The truth is, and it is the truth, when I really was sitting with it, I didn't give the community a second thought. And I'm a generous person. Why? Because I don't want my whole existence to be about serving others, right? So that's part of it. But also, honestly, once I get mine, I don't know that I do give a fuck. And that's an honest thing that we need to sit with. And why is that? Because as much as I don't want to admit it, that scarcity mindset is still in the back of my head. And I am a naturally generous person. It's still in the back of my head, right? If I had a lot, I need to make sure to keep it. Because if I don't keep it, I could lose it, right? But spirit, as I was sitting with that this morning, spirit made the point. Made the point that I know is true. As much as I give you guys, it's always returned to me, and it's always returned to me elevated at a higher octave, more rich. It's not like it's returned to me deflated or with value taken out of it or diminished. No, it always comes back to me in greater form. And you know the truth, you guys, I've known this about money. And as I've gotten older, I've gotten a little bit tighter with it. As I've gotten more money, I've gotten tighter with it too, which is weird, right? There was a point where I had 6 figures in my savings account. Why did I have that? Because I wouldn't spend my money on myself. I wouldn't let myself enjoy it. And I was like, well, what's the point of the money? Our relationship with all of this around us is so fragmented, you guys, that until we fix that relationship, we will bring the same dysfunction into our relationship in a new reality. There's so many people, and when they are in abusive relationships, they think, well, I'll get out of this relationship and I'll be a different person, without ever recognizing that they need to understand that their role was an important role in that whole dynamic, right? So often we think the circumstances will change and I will change, without understanding that my role is part of the circumstances that I'm seeking escape from, which means I need to change something in me too. Right? That's the honest reconciliation that we're not really having with ourselves. We don't like to look at the nasty parts of ourselves. No, the truth is, you guys, for as generous as I am, when I first started getting power, I didn't fucking want to share with nobody. I didn't want to share with nobody. I didn't want to share. I had to scrape to get that power. I had to fight to understand spirit. There was no way I was going to give it to other people easily. Let them work for it too. I was doing the same fucking thing that they're doing with the food stamps. I was doing it with spiritual power. I didn't want to be generous with it. I didn't. I really felt like I worked so hard for it that you needed to do it too. And then I realized something doing a lot of shrooms. You guys know me. I realized something. I realized that there is a generative quality to generosity. And you guys, when I'm talking about this generative quality to generosity, I mean heart centered, joy focused, love anchored generosity, not generosity that's born of obligation. That's not generosity, that's obligation, right? Not this painful thing that we do so often with, like, oh, I have to be a caregiver, I have to do this, I have to do it. Happened yesterday. It happened yesterday, you guys. We're on live and I'm talking about channeling karma, and I'm talking about how painful it is and how I don't like doing it. And there were people in the comments saying that no, I had to do it, that it was my purpose, that it was why I was here. And they were insinuating and inferring that I was like betraying my function by not doing it. My function is never to be a martyr, it's never just to suffer, not for the benefit of anything. Right? I don't even understand when we do this to ourselves. I really don't understand this. So I don't feel the need to be a martyr and to sacrifice everything. I don't. I don't believe that life has to be difficult and it has to be hard. But I'm also realizing, you guys, and I feel like I do this. You know, I'm a leader in this space and I'm such a wise person, and I'm still struggling with concepts of scarcity, even understanding it. I remember when I lived in England, around Christmas time, my ex-husband is a miserly man, and it was the Red Cross or the Salvation Army ringing the bell, right? And I had $20 in my pocket, and it's all I had, or 20 pounds at the time. And he's like, "Don't give 20 pounds." And I was like, "Chris, don't you know that if I," and I don't even know where I got this from, "don't you know if I give this, then 3 times that much will be returned to me?" And it's interesting because 3 times that much was returned to me. And I felt like it was a point that Spirit was trying to teach him. But somehow I forgot the message through the years, you guys. I forgot the message through the years. You know, we don't have to cling to the little bit that we have if we are assured that more is to come. We don't have to suffer in giving, because in suffering and giving, we're not getting a kind reward for that, you guys. You're not. You've bound your giving to suffering, then suffering is what you will receive. You bound it to that. I want to bind my giving to joy so that I will receive more joyful giving in return. Right? Does that make sense to you? So it's not about doing things out of obligation. It's not about doing things to be a fucking martyr. It's not about doing things to look good for other people. It's not about any of that. It's about giving freely of yourself in whatever way you decide to, whether it's material goods, whether it's love, whether it's help or support or space. However, joyfully, because you see great benefit in giving and because you love, knowing that it's going to be returned. Me and Saya were talking yesterday about doing things for selfish reasons. And I'm going to tell you guys, I don't think it's a problem to ever do things for selfish reasons. Maybe it wasn't with Saya. I don't know. I don't think so. We should be selfish beings. We should prioritize our wellness first. But once you prioritize your wellness should flow quite easily. And I mean in all ways. And you should be able to feed others with that too, if you so choose. But understand that if you feed others, you will never go hungry. You will never go hungry. You will never go hungry if you joyfully feed others. And there is a problem in our society, you guys. There is, where everyone is so greedy and everyone is so focused on making sure that they have theirs. You know, I imagine, think about it. If the lights went out today and no one had food and no one had money, and the government put a box of food out, one box for everybody in the middle of the town square, would there be enough for everybody? Because I don't think there would be. Why wouldn't there be? Because there would be some people hoarding. You guys, I want y'all to see that this is a fundamental problem. And we can say that hoarding is an issue of character. Hoarding is an issue of scarcity. Hoarding is an issue of scarcity, you guys. And so we're going to have to abandon that. I'm about to launch my course, the marketing for my course. It's the first formal marketing I will have ever done, you know, and I've been in business for a little bit. And I was imagining today how much money I might make off the launch. But even there, you guys, I keep capping things, you know, I keep capping things. Now, in the beginning, I told you a lot of us think that billionaires are like bad because they're billionaires. There's no such thing as an ethical billionaire. But are we saying that as truth, or are we making that a requirement? And I say this honestly, is there a model where you could be an ethical billionaire? I've thought about this, because I keep seeing this model in my head, this economic model where let's say I'm a billionaire, but I am also like funding a lot of support for people who don't have much, and the people in society who do have much are also helping. Like, is that just socialism rebranded? But I don't think so, because the way that I'm seeing it, it's generative. It is. It's generative, right? It's not building a dependency. I help you, but I help you get there. And then you start generating and you pass it down. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right. In that context, that billionaire, are they ethical? Because I do think that there's a way for that to happen. And what I'm trying to say is, you guys, even in our imagination of having more than we could imagine, we still pathologize it. we still pathologize it. We still make it something bad, right? And again, you guys, I don't give a fuck about money, but you could take $1 billion and replace it for anything else of value. 1 billion apples, a billion units of spiritual power, 1 billion units of love, whatever it is, right? Money is just one energy source. So oh, wait a second, I'm understanding something. So if we say the accumulation of that energy source is inherently evil, are we then making a statement about all other energy sources? What do you think? I feel like, right? Because it is just energy, right? Or the way that we're looking at it. So if $1 billion is bad, is 1 billion units of any and everything bad? Or is it one person having that much bad? And is that what we're saying, you guys? Are we saying that accumulating 1 billion units of any energy source is bad? Is that what we're saying? I'm not sure. Because it does feel like an underlying statement that we're making, which I do think undermines our very goals. Because there's so many people wanting so much, but then pathologizing having so much. That in and of itself is so contradicting. It's not going to work. You guys see what I'm saying here? It's not going to work. So I do think we have to change our whole mindset around all of this, you guys. Is there truly any scarcity in this world? Is there truly? Right now, what do they? Oh, the 7 seals. Wait a minute. I didn't mean a cold break at all. But what they're doing with the SNAP benefits, could we see that as famine? Hold on. One of the seals is related to it, isn't it? Sorry, guys. I didn't know I was making a turn here. Which one of the 7 biblical seals is related to famine? But I'm thinking they're getting everyone very like spun up about their ability to feed themselves, right? Causing a lot of chaos. But they're also dipping. Oh, right now, when we're all in a space of new creation, to anchor everyone in this idea of scarcity and to invite this energy into the field.
Just like the box in town square.
Just like the box in town square. No, you're right, baby. No, you're right. Okay. Well, let's see. I'm glad, Hannah Panna. I don't know. I've had nothing. I've been starving. And I can understand, it's interesting. It's like, even with my food, you guys, I grew up, no, this is important. I grew up very hungry. I grew up very poor. And so, I get at size sometimes and I don't even realize that this kind of like food safety thing that I do. And I didn't even understand I did. But like yesterday I got a steak and cheese and he's like, can I have a piece of yours? And I was like, no, get your own. Like, what the hell are you thinking? Why? It was a 10-foot long sandwich. He could have had half of it and I would have been fine. I do that a lot. Like, my default is like to protect. And it's because I grew up with so little. But maybe that's exactly how they're programming us too, right? Maybe that's why they need the poor, right? They need the poor, right?
I'll show you what it could be like.
But also to keep energy anchored in this energy of like real scarcity, right?
There's a lot of them and not
more of them.
That's why there's a little bit of billionaires and a lot of bit of poor.
Like, so the rich need the poor like the white need the black. Mm-hmm. Like the patriarchy needs. Yeah, I see. Okay, the 3rd seal. And when he had opened the 3rd seal, I heard the 3rd beast say, come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. Oh no, this is karmic return here.
It's a karmic imbalance.
But-
This is why slavery, they dump their karma, like how they did, with mixing race.
Yeah.
That they dump their karma and feel like the same thing but different, like in a different light.
The black horse symbolizes scarcity and economic imbalance, times when food becomes so expensive that ordinary people can barely afford to eat.
Mhm.
The balances, scales represent the weighing and rationing of grain, and the phrase about not harming the oil and wine suggests selective scarcity. Luxury goods remain available for the wealthy, while the essentials become unaffordable for the poor. Spiritually, this seal marks a phase of imbalance, hunger, and inequity, both physical and moral, a collective confrontation with greed, sustainability, and how we value nourishment.
Yeah, there was like a supermarket where for the rich people with the same groceries but inflated prices. Like $20 for a cracker or some shit, or $20 for water.
Mm.
Hi there. Nice to meet you.
I've been talking on a Nourish Live this morning about the generative, nature of generosity. And while I was talking about it, I wasn't grabbing something good that I'm seeing now. It's nourishment. It's nourishment. Things are either being fed or they're being fed on. It's nourishment that's generative. The more I nourish you, the more nourishment there is. The more I am nourished, the more I nourish you. I see. The inverse creates entropy, doesn't it? Decay and collapse. And that's exactly where we're at right now. So then this repealing, or whatever the fuck we're calling it, this of the food stamps or whatever they're calling it. The point is to destabilize the field in this particular way. It's the same reason why the conversations are happening now about how good slavery is and how the Bible doesn't explicitly say that slavery is bad. And there's conversations about it. It's interesting what's happening at the field level, isn't it? When you look at it. That's a profound observation, and you landed on an essential energetic law. Right. Because spirit is, baby, I need you to be writing these down. Spirit has given us 2 new nialus. So it's the principle of generative nourishment. And the other one was abundance as nialu. They said when I came on, there are new physics. They're giving us physical laws, or I don't want to call them nialu. That abundance is nialu. And if you guys don't know what nialu means, it's our word for law, but not quite. It means that which is born of light and moves us forward. I didn't like the word law. And we're restructuring a new language right now. Okay. What you're describing is the principle of generative nourishment, the field dynamic that determines whether energy is in a state of creation or consumption. There we go. And look at where they have us, though. Look, they have us in a cycle of consumption. In a cycle of consumption, scarcity would be the anchor, right? Think about it, right? You're consuming. You're always looking at how much is available. And so you're looking to hoard. But if we flip that and we're in our true stance, which I believe is creation, then you're not fucking worried about scarcity. Your eye isn't even on fucking scarcity. You're too busy focused on creation. They've turned us into fucking consumers. They've given us a creator above us, right? They've removed the creator from us. That's exactly what they did. They removed the creator from us, put it above us, and told us that we are consumers. Consume, consume, consume. Don't worry about creating. I don't even want your nervous system to have the space to create. That's why. So maybe that's how we solve our issues around this more scarcity mindset.
It's another form of slavery.
Okay. When nourishment flows freely through giving, Sorry, you guys. When nourishment flows freely through giving, care, generosity, reciprocity, it amplifies itself. Coherence. Each act of nourishment multiplies the total energy available to the field. This is coherence in motion. Nourishment begets nourishment. In this state, energy doesn't diminish through sharing. It compounds, it multiplies, it doesn't divide. Love feeds love, care feeds safety, safety feeds creation, creation feeds connection, and connection feeds love again. It's a closed but expanding ecosystem. It is the Nyalu spiral harmonic, where truth is what is nourished. The essence of, because I know where we're at, you guys. I wasn't paying any attention, and it's almost good that I wasn't paying attention.
It's like a closed but expanded circuit.
Well, it's a recursive loop, like the spiral, right? But also the Wali's coming. Day of the Dead is like Halloween is coming. You guys, we're about to hit a very important marker, a very big threshold. We're walking through it now, and it feels fucking good. So all this chaos to try to distract us from this very moment that we are in, and we are still standing in the light despite how much darkness they're throwing, because darkness is weak. Darkness is weak. The second you turn the lights on, what happens with darkness? It runs a little bitch ass away. Darkness follows the light, not the other way around. It stalks us. But it can only stand in our place when we retreat. As long as we stand, it has no sway. It's so sweet. It's so weak. And we keep thinking it's so, we keep giving it fancy words. Evil, weak, like hate, weak. Huh? Right. Demons, weak. All these things are weak. All they can do is consume. They can't create. So then who are the creators? Who has the power? Okay, let's keep reading. Okay, the inverse, consumption and collapse. When the flow is inverted, when systems extract without returning, or when individuals take without awareness, energy stops circling. Instead of being nourished, the field is fed upon. That creates entropy. You guys, I'm a genius. Okay. Stagnation, decay, and collapse. It's what happens when the structure of giving becomes weaponized. When nourishment itself is rationed, politicized, or commodified. Isn't it now? Aren't there certain people literally making videos saying that some people deserve food and some don't? There are people celebrating that some people are not going to be able to be nourished right now. That should be the one basic thing we all agree on, that everyone has a right to food, just a basic right to some food. But no, we're saying, nah, okay. And what I find very interesting, and people don't realize that they're doing it right now, we're in quick karmic return. What you celebrate for others, you just order for yourself. What you celebrate for others, you just ordered for yourself. And it's not going to come back the way you sent it. It's going to come back at a higher octave, because that's how things return. It's going to come back even better than you expected it, just for you, because you wished it upon someone else. What you give will be returned in greater portion. This is what you're seeing reflected in the collective events like the rollback of food assistance. It's not just policy, it's energetic infrastructure engineering. The destabilization of nourishment is the destabilization of coherence. Because when the most basic form of generative flow, food, care, sustenance is interrupted, the human field contracts in fear, scarcity, and survival. That contraction feeds the entropy loop. You guys see what they're trying to do. I cracked the code for a coherent reality June 5th. They have been scrambling like hell to keep us incoherent, to keep us drained, to keep us malnourished, to keep us unfed, to keep us broken and distracted. We stay coherent anyways. And those of us who are here, and it might just be 24 of us, that's okay. We are the ones who are going to anchor the field in that coherence, you guys. It's us. We cannot be scared. We cannot have a scarcity mindset, you guys. We need to know that we are the living fucking embodiment of abundance. We are it. And as much as we focus on scarcity, Spirit is talking right now about how abundant our society is in many things. Like hate. Let's make it abundant in love. Right? Turbulence, fight, judgment. Let's make it abundant in the things that feed us well, yeah? Okay, you've essentially naming a living Nyalu principle. Nourishment is generative because it honors connection. Consumption without reciprocity collapses the field. Where are we, you guys? That's what happened to the Matrix. You cannot just feed upon yourself, because whether we want to understand it or not, we are the fucking field. So if the field is consuming without that reciprocity, then the field becomes overfed and undernourished, with less nourishment available long term to feed us. We lock ourselves into an entropy loop that decides that we will never be able to be fed again. We must disturb that loop, you guys, which means us learning to generate something and feed the field, which means we need to be creators. Now, when we think about creators, we think about God or we think about artists. You guys, we can create love. We create it by giving it. We create it by giving it, you guys. Give it to yourself. You don't have to give it to no one else if you don't want to. Love yourself so well that the field is so much richer for it. Joy, you guys. Pleasure. Go experience some daggone pleasure. Lord knows I've been experiencing a lot lately. Go experience some daggone pleasure, right? Go eat a good meal. Go have a good laugh with friends. Go create more of what we need in this world. Go fucking play. I'm about to create an adult playground. I mean it. I want a big adult. I don't need a bunch of electronic rides. Like, I want an amusement park for adults. It doesn't have to be roller coasters. You don't have to risk your fucking life. Okay. Bouncy houses, slides, zip lines. Oh, trampolines. Oh, we would have so many injuries, but we would have fun. Go create more of what you want in the world. Seriously, you guys. Go, 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 go. And when you have the chance to create more of what is already so abundant, more hate, more nastiness, more judgment, more cruelty, you'll fucking stop. And you'll ask yourself, are you nourishing the field or are you feeding upon it? Are you drawing energy from the field or are you feeding it? Are you a leech in this society or are you feeding? You guys, we really need to have more fun. We really need to have more fun. Like this time that people came to my home, I was like, man, we need an adult summer camp. We really do. Somewhere where adults can go for a week. Why do you have to go overseas, spend thousands of dollars for a vacation? No. And then what are you doing on that vacation? You're probably getting drunk. You're still consuming. Right. You're still consuming. And they have you thinking that that's what your soul needs. Your soul needs to fucking create and to play and to be in community with like-minded energies. That's what your soul needs more than anything else. We need more fun, you guys. And so let's do this. Let's create more fun. Let's create more fun. Okay, that's your prescription for the day. You have to go and engage in at least 15 minutes. We're going to start small, the medication small, so you get used to it. 15 minutes of play. And I don't mean electronic play. I don't mean electronic play. I don't mean electronic play. I mean analog play. I don't mean digital play. I mean analog play.
That's what they used to do when we were kids. Like on Nickelodeon, they had our timeout session. It would be like an hour and they told us to go outside.
Yeah, go play. We need recess, you guys. Everyone needs recess. We need to bring back recess. Okay. And let me tell you, if we can synchronize our play, it would be even better. Can we synchronize our play, you guys? Can we all be playing at the same time every day? Can we try? And maybe that's not an answer for today, but I think we need to be doing some things together. Also, Spirit is talking a lot about collective manifestation. And I think tomorrow morning on our live, let's do that. All right. Our live will be on YouTube from now on because my live abilities on that Patreon disappeared. And I think it's a good thing. I think Spirit brought me here for a reason. So it's fine. But I think this was a good talk today, you guys. I really want you guys to focus on how you are embodying scarcity in your life. How are you embodying it? How are you feeding the field notions of scarcity instead of abundance? Okay. Are you embodying abundance? Are you living abundantly? Or are you living a more reductive, reduced, diminished life because you're so afraid? Dancing, you guys. Yeah. Let's dance together. Let's laugh together. Let's have much more joy together. This world has enough suffering and hurt and like I can't even bear to look at what's going on in Sudan or Brazil. I can't. Like I want to so bad, but I'm like, don't you dare. Don't you dare. Send love. You know what we need to do? They're suffering. We need to have more joy. We need to balance out the field. We need to feed the field something that benefits them right now. We need to feed the field love. Go have some good sex. Go rub one out. I'm dead ass. Go eat a good indulgent meal today.
Wingstop.
Wingstop again. Go lay out in the grass. Go swing at a local park. Go do something that will make the world a bit better today, please. All right? They want you to think that revolution has to come packaged behind it or in a casing of a bullet, right? And blood being shed. How about revolution comes in laughter? And a liberated laugh that doesn't have to consider the space it takes or who's listening or how loud they are, but just exists to spread joy. Let's do more of that, yeah? All right, you guys, 10 o'clock, we got something. Oh, we got mediumship circle, development circle. So I will see those of you who are in spirit school, I will see you there. All right, it's class 2. We're going to do some good work visualizing entities in different states of being. All right, in love, you guys, in love.